Hello everyone, my name is Ranit, and today we're going to be looking at the very common expression, come over. Now what does come over mean? It means come to my house. And this is what we use when we are inviting someone to come to our houses. So for example, you would say to someone, oh, if you're free this Friday, come over for dinner. Or I'm watching the game on Saturday, why don't you come over? Game means, hockey game, soccer game, basketball game, something on TV. And this sentence came up in my classes because, sometimes students would invite me to their house and they'd say, come to my house for dinner. And it made me realize, we don't say come to my house. Instead, you can just easily say come over. So come over for dinner, come over for coffee. Why don't you come over for brunch? I'm having a barbecue on Friday. You should come over. Different ways of just inviting people casually. It's a very common expression. So, where did the phrase come over come from? Well, a long time ago, come over used to mean to travel across a great distance. For example, you would say, oh, my cousin just came over from England if you're living in Canada. So, you're saying come over the ocean. And over time, that changed to just simply being, oh, come over to my house. And English gets shorter and shorter, so eventually it just changed to come over. Like come over for a cup of tea, come over for some coffee. Also, when you say come over, you're basically saying that you're already at your house and you're asking people to come. So you don't say go to my house, right? To somebody else. Now, if you are outside with friends and you're deciding where should we go? Oh, let's go to my house. Oh, should we go to your house? No, let's go to my house. And actually, instead of saying house, because some people live in apartments and houses and apartments are different, and saying go to my apartment is kind of strange, we use place. So, oh, let's go to my place. Oh, should we go to your place or should we go to my place? So if you're out of the house, you'll say, let's go to my place. And if you're at home, you'd say, come over. Now, come over is also more of an invitation. So if you're asking someone to come over, you're inviting them to come to your house and socialize. If you said, come to my place, it'd be more so for a situation like someone's coming to pick you up. So let's say you're going to go somewhere else. Let's say you're going to Busan, for example. Then you tell your friend, oh, come to my place first, and then we'll take a taxi together to the train station. Now, come over means come to my house, but it can also mean to come to someone else's house. For example, if you're already there. So let's imagine that I'm at my friend Craig's house and we're hanging out. It's, Friday evening, just having some dinner, having some drinks at his house. And I get a call from my friend Paul. And I say, hey, Paul, how are you doing? What are you up to? He says, oh, I'm just hanging out at home. I say, oh, well, I'm at Craig's house. Why don't you come over? That's a way of inviting someone to Craig's house, not just my house. Now, come over is a pretty standard or even casual phrase. If you want it to be a little more formal, you could use have you over. For example, we'd love to have you and your wife over for drinks on Saturday. Or if you're free on Friday night, we'd love to have you over for dinner. This is a way you can be a little more formal than come over. But you should be careful because have you over can sometimes not be a real invitation. It can just be a way of closing the conversation. And this is if you use have you over sometime. Sometime means sometime in the future, but there's no specific date. For example, oh, we'd love to have you over sometime. You can answer, yeah, we'd love that. Or we'd love to have you over for dinner sometime. We should have you over for dinner sometime. Oh, that would be great. In this way, you're just closing the conversation. Maybe you shouldn't really, expect an invitation. Okay, so come over can be used around the world, but different English speaking countries also have their local versions as well. Now, for example, in the UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand, they might say something like pop over. Yeah, pop over for a cup of tea if you have some time, or if you're free Friday night, pop over for dinner. And in Canada and USA, we'll say stop by. Oh, stop by for a drink if you have some time. Or if you're in the neighborhood, stop by. Both of these are basically different ways of saying the same thing. And we also have some other very similar expressions: come by, swing by, drop by. All of these are different ways of saying the same thing. So come by the house if you have some time, swing by, and if you're in the neighborhood, or if you're free tomorrow, drop by for a cup of tea. Now, swing by has a little bit of a different nuance. So just like a swing comes and goes pretty fast, swing by is used to mean a short and unplanned visit. For example, you could say, oh, I'm in the neighborhood. Can I swing by and pick up my coat that I left at your house? Or you can invite someone by saying, oh, if you're nearby, just swing by for a quick cup of coffee. All right, we're going to do a little quiz, just 3 questions. First one, you should blank over and have dinner tomorrow. You should blank over and have dinner tomorrow. This one, you should come over and have dinner tomorrow. The number 2, we'd love to blank you over for dinner on Sunday. We'd love to blank you over for dinner on Sunday. We'd love to have you over for dinner on Sunday. Notice the have you. It kind of connects together. And the third question, if you're free on Saturday, blank by and watch the game. If you're free on Saturday, blank by and watch the game. Here, all 3 answers are right. Stop by and watch the game. Drop by and watch the game. Come by and watch the game. All right, so you have a lot of different expressions there, and that brings us to the end of our lesson. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and also leave a comment if you have a chance. All right, thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.